Hello world, hello YouTube, hello Flosstube. My name is Mia and this is my cross stitch channeled missing in a stitch. If you count the numbers of stitching for the past 2 months, I truly have been missing in stitches. Yeah, so it's August and September, and I have quite a lot to show. Do you think we shall jump into it? Well, before we do, I really appreciate you being here. I have had a few new subscribers, which has really made my mind happy, me happy. I enjoy each and every one of you, and I welcome all the new subscribers too. And if you happen to be here just suddenly, you're welcome too, as also everyone is welcome. Thank you for being here and sharing this time with me on my Flosstube. Okay, so let's go. Let's have a start. I do actually have some notes made. Okay, I've printed out my spreadsheets because my computer is not agreeing with me today. And that reminds me, today is September 30th, 2024. I will just show you what I have in the order of what I have them in my spreadsheet. So here goes. Merry Mushroom Village Picnic, the Haidesal, or one of them, 10 different cropped charts were given to choose from last year in December, and I chose the red mushroom. The more I stitch on it, the more I love it, and I have just over 8,000 stitches left. We have received the whole chart, so the rest is just to stitch complete. That is my goal. But this is I just love it. My mushroom got about 12,000 stitches done in in August and September. And then I cannot see, I need my goggles, which means my sight. The next one I stitched was my Olympic stitch, which was going on in France this year, and a French designer, Jardin Privé, had made a chart of the gnomes having their Olympics, and mine is upside down. Yep. So this gnomes Olympics, Summer Olympics, they had boxing, and I'm not sure if this snoring gnome had a competition to take part in. You never know. There's badminton and cycling, and what is this? Oh, he's a referee with a red card, I guess. Somewhere they're playing football. Weightlifting and is this diving? The changes I made to the chart were that I left the butterflies off. They're not my thing. And I changed the color of the swimming pool and then designed the Olympic rings and stitched them onto the swimming pool. Oh, that's, we actually had a laugh. Is this, what's it called? Can't remember. But is he jumping over fences, or is this distance jumping, or or what? We did not quite get to a conclusion which kind of a sport is he doing. But he's jumping over sheep. Yes, this was a really wonderful piece to stitch during the Olympics, and now it's just waiting to get framed someday, somewhere. Yes, the next one I have stitched on is Pumpkin Colored Autumn by Owl Forest Embroidery. I've been taking part in different kind of challenges, and I have been stitching for them. I now can't remember which challenge and how many stitches, but I stitched both in August and September on my owl, on the Pumpkin Colored Autumn, and I got the top row of the pumpkins and the leaves around them, and this side now is complete. They're still missing something from the top, so, and almost the whole bottom. This is sort of like middle-ish way, but it will get its stitches done in different kind of challenges. That is sort of like some kind of a plan. This Star is for You is my next one. Nadecha Nagornaya is the designer, and this one is I am giving myself a headache, and it's turning into a migraine. Because I think I've said it before, but I'm not the greatest fan of back stitching. And as pretty as it is on the chart, I just can't get myself to stitch my back stitches. I'm still missing part of here and the top it's got a wider back stitched. It's beautiful, it is. I just need to get around myself to get doing them. I did stitch the stars, so those are now there, but the back stitching, I really need to sort of like, I don't know, overspeak myself to do them. Yes. The next work is Raise Your Words by Ancient Sage Designs. Ouch. Just a moment, I'll check it from my markup RXB. Yeah, Ancient Sage Designs. I have been stitching on this. The design called for 2 colors, black and red, but I wanted something else. So I chose different variations of purple. I have been stitching, I think the whole work has been done purely for either acrostic or other challenges. It says, raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. A beautiful, beautiful saying. And it still has enough to take part in a few challenges. My next one is my fox. This was stitched in August. I stitched it for a cycling, but I can't remember, was it La Vuelta or was it Tour de France? I think it was La Vuelta. I did 2,900 something ish stitches, just under 3,000. And it was my fox. He was started in 2012. And the almost 3,000 stitches were mainly done on the actual fox, his tail and his front feet and his body, and then of course the ground there. And I did stitch the ground, actually almost everything from this gray line above was stitched in August, with August and September. La Vuelta went on both months, in both months. Yeah, but anyhow, it's only 12 years old, so it was time it got a good chunk of stitches. And it's looking good. I really like it. I even did the first back stitches on this. I wonder if this is stones or some kind of a grass or something, but I decided. And then there's a back stitch line here also, just to avoid the situation being as bad as with the other fox. Once the cross stitches is done, it's sort of like a challenge to get the back stitches. Then I stitched on my birthday present that I got from my daughter, Dogs of Duckport. It was a kit I got from her. I call this Dogs of Duckport Dodd Small, because I have a bigger one that is also called the Dogs of Duckport. When I got the kit, for some reason I wanted to put some color on the white Ada, so I dyed it first, and then after it was dyed and dried, I started stitching. And in August I had a challenge that I stitched some of the green down here and filled in a bit of the pores down for the dog. and it's looking good, but my light is playing with me. My ring light. Yeah, so that was August. In September, well, some of them I mentioned already that I had stitched on in September, but so Merry Mushroom Village Picnic was done in both months. Then the fox from the magazine, the one with the 3,000 stitches, was stitched on in both months. I did Pumpkin Colored Autumn, was also stitched in both months. Crazy Words and This Star Is For You. Those were the 5 projects that got stitches in both months. So the rest is September, and and the chart is also September. I need my glasses to see the writing. September, the art is by Jane Star Wales, and this chart was done by Anna-Mari Väisänen, a Finnish. She had a cross-stitch shop called Kirjokas, so some years back, and she had made the chart for that. And this also got stitches in a challenge. I think quite a lot of my stitching nowadays is based on a challenge, or the challenge gives me what I need to stitch. Everything I had stitched before, I have continued this year on this. I had done this part of her dress, sort of like a middle start, and then everything else here. This is actually her neckline going on into her shoulders, and a few hairs, and I really like it. It's been a fun thing, stitch to continue with. I really enjoy stitching her. I really don't recall when I started stitching on her. So yeah, but if you have followed me, you know by now that I have quite a lot stitching from ancient history. Jen, the caffeinated crafter, hi Jen, if you watch me, she talks about her whips that are older than 10 years, that they are whips of shame. I sort of thought of getting her idea how to work with them, but 100 stitches a day for a month on one yeah, okay. Anyhow, I don't want to call them whips of shame, because I understand the idea that it's shameful they're not done, but at the same time, I sort of don't want to kick myself, so I'm going to call them oldies. So that will at some time come into my plans, those oldies of mine. The next one I stitched on in a challenge. I think it was a cross stick. Yeah. Was You Make My Heart Smile. This is a chart by MJ Blanco, and she has a cross stitch group in Facebook that is called 100 Days of Cross Stitching. 100 days of cross stitching. And this was one that started last year, a year ago, and I got 9 rows done, and finally I'm on the 10th row. I have started the 10th row here along with the challenge, so it's getting some love. A beautiful piece, and I chose the 2 blues to stitch, actually 3, because there's a small birdie here that is turquoise. Everything else is either 939 or this lighter blue. Yes, so it got some love too, and it's yeah, it's a beautiful piece. I like it. I really like it. The next piece I stitched on also, actually this was my whip go for this month, September. And it's 3 sunflowers. The chart is by Magic Needle EU. It's produced by Sematekos Sia from Latvia. And this, I've showed this before, and this was a kit. It did have 14 count Ada in it, but I have changed it to a band, linen band. And my whip go originally was to stitch complete this stitching, but once I got this out this month, I decided it's just the 1 flower. I have 1 stitch and a bit to stitch on today to get it ready, and my whip go done for the month. My other whip go was the fox that needed the back stitching not happening. Then for some reason I have a new start. Yeah, if you remember, I sort of like said that I'm not starting anything in 2024. Well, I did manage 1 month. February came and my younger daughter's boyfriend was struggling a bit with different kind of things, and I wanted to cheer him up. And then my friend died suddenly, so I just felt it was time to start something new. Yeah, anyhow, this one is a Haidsa. No, a Haid chart. I've been stitching on my mushrooms so much that everything Haid turns in my head to be a Haidsa. Anyhow, it's the chart is called What's This? And it is artwork by Arden Ellen Nixon. I hope I can show it with my ring light so that you can see. Oops, yay. Should I actually turn the ring light off for a while? Just a moment. Can I reach? Oh, my. Yeah. So this is the lion wondering, what on earth is this snow white stuff? Yes. So It's a full coverage, and I have decided, at least with this one, to try something new on my full coverages. Normally I stitch cross country. I even might extreme cross country. Yeah. Words. I have stitched extreme cross country on my mushroom and something else. Yeah, but this time I decided that this stitching full coverage is going to be, I gridded a 50 by 50 area, and I've been choosing a color from the top row and then doing it all of the same color in this 50 by 50 area. And once I've got one color done, I've chosen the next symbol and stitched that in the area, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. And once I have this 2,500 stitches complete, then I will draw the next 50 by 50 and continue with that. I have not made a straight, strict line. I have gone over the 50 by 50. If there have been like 1, 2, 3 stitches with a certain color that goes over, and there are not colors close to it. So yeah, instead of ending and just putting in a few stitches, I have decided to do the color complete in that direction. Yeah, so the lion has got 1,929 stitches this month, so it's been a good start for it. And I have been it has been in a few challenges, so I have realized, if I didn't see it before, and if I did, then this is the second time. I enjoy challenges. It sort of like gets me to stitch more variety, and quite often also the challenges give me the amount what to stitch, so it's yeah, that's nice thing. At the moment I enjoy those. The next one was for an acrostic. I'm sorry, I don't remember which acrostic and where, because I've been doing quite a lot of them. But with Black Flowers and Birds by Leslie Tier, I got to start my third box. These were the first two that I had done before, and now I started the third one. I'm just showing it. This was, I'm trying to remember how many stitches I got in, but I can't remember out by heart. So 303 stitches was, so that is 303 stitches in one acrostic. I only have these 3 blocks now, or 2 fully done and one started. There are 12 flowers and birds complete in this chart. Yeah, so then we jump on to the next stitchy challenge pattern, which is in Cross Stitch magazine issue 259, which was from November 2012. Erin Stanton has designed these furry friends, a fox and a squirrel and two Bambis. And I decided whenever it was when I started stitching these to stitch them in variegated colors. I had the squirrel and the Bambi done, and I had the fox started with like 10 stitches, and then I got the stitches in for it for a challenge. And once the challenge was done, this cute little furry friend stitching got put back into its bag. I'm guessing somewhere around 300 stitches, but I have to check. 302. Yep. The next one is one of my biggest ones. It's a Haid, it's a full coverage. It's Randall Spangler. He's my favorite on all of them. Haids. I really like his dragons. Where do I have the picture? This is called, ta-da, here. The size is 350 by 431. And then again, I think I need to put off my light so that you can see the picture. Sorry if I'm in your face. It is this design. And I'm stitching the darkest part on the top. And then I will put on the light again. Sorry for this messing up, but it's sort of like not enough daylight anymore, but not dark enough to, yeah. Well, anyhow, this is, I'm stitching this on Ada something count 16, I think. Maybe 14, because I stitched this in hand and sewing method. I have started the whole, or I had the 2 top corners done, but with these challenges I decided I'm going to stitch down until 939 gets stitched, and once that's done then I'm going into the middle part, and when that's done I'm going to stitch the 939 on the other side, because I am in no rush with this one. It can take a while before it's done, but it's an enjoyable piece, and one day I hope I get it done in my lifetime. The next chart I stitched on, next whip I stitched on, was Villa Mirabilia. I had this out this year earlier. I can't remember what it was, but I stitched on it for 1 month, 100 stitches a day. It's a beautiful piece. this I have started on the 16th of January 2012, when we decided, I don't know if in that time it was common to start a lot of things in a month, but we decided to do an ultimate crazy January challenge in the Finnish cross stitch group, and we started 31 whips, one for each day in January. The idea then was that they were to be stitched in 2012, didn't happen, but here is my Mirabilia, Villa Mirabilia at the moment. I have, just a moment, I'll put my board behind. Before this year, I had stitched sort of like the bottom part from this line down, this one, except for this blue. So this year I have stitched this part and then added to this part. And this month it was a cross stitch challenge, so it got around 300 stitches. I'm getting there, stitch by stitch. But I'm not sure without these challenges would I have touched this work. I don't know. I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross. Yeah. With my full coverage it's mostly 1/1, and I stitch full cross. The next one is also Hade Randall Spangler's Dragon again. Cooking for your dragon. You know the book spine, is it called? The part that you can see when your books are in the bookshelf. It got around 300 stitches in an acrostic challenge, and it looks like this. I would say I have around a third done, maybe just under, but almost a third done. And once it's done, oops, I can't see anything. I was gonna be sort of like, you can see the chart and the, but this is what it will look like once it's ready. And I'm stitching those stones under the name of the book, so I haven't got to the dragon yet. This is something that I started at the end of last year. And I had an idea that I would stitch it this year, but I have stitched on it, but not that much that it would get ready. So the next stitch was a new start. Rioli skins, squirrels. This is 25 by 25 centimeters. It's 9 3/4. It has the wool acrylic floss to stitch with, and they are cute little animals. And since it was a kit, it had everything in it, so all you needed to do was just to start stitching, which I have, which looks a bit funny. So I have the eyes. I guess that's his nose, one ear, and the curve of his back. I had stitched the other ear, ear, but I had to rip it out because it was off, and I didn't want to fudge. He was in a acrostic and got around 300 stitches. Then I've got these smallies. 2 new starts, 2 more new starts. I needed a letter, the letter V for an acrostic. And I have these mini masterpieces. I'm not sure whose this is. Because it just says mini masterpieces. It's not like telling me any more information about who has made these, but there are 60 different pieces, and I'm scrolling through the PDF to get to show you what I'm stitching. I'm stitching a Vincent van Gogh piece called Cafe Terrace at Night. Once it's done, it will look like this. And I stitched on this for 2 different challenges. One was an acrostic, and the other was there's a group called Fun with Cross Stitch, and they have a safari challenge going on. It's quite big. If you stitch everything that's in the challenge, it was 119,250 or something like that. Quite a lot. This was my start. Well, the start for this Cafe Terrace at Night. So, and since it's a mini, it's small. It's the size of my hand, a bit smaller, and I think this was 18 count Ada, so I made the mini even smaller. I still have a bit. This is actually a what is it? Full coverage. Even though it's not a big one, it's a full coverage. Yes, the next one I stitched on, again a new start, because I had misplaced my owls that I had stitched before, and since I couldn't find them and I knew I had a small owl chart, I decided that I'm gonna start it because I needed an O. And this is a DMC. I wonder if it was in markup. Yep. This is a DMC chart. Ollie Owl, who can also be found in a bigger chart too, but now this one is just Ollie himself. And I needed 750 stitches, and this is what 750 stitches looks like. Gosh, the colors are bleh. Yeah, he's still missing something like his eyes and but he will get them in another challenge. Or maybe in the same challenge, but later on. 750 was what I needed now. He's also stitched on the same 18 count Ada blue. And same fabric, completely different stitching, which was inspired by why do I have two different times in my, yeah, I don't know. I have any more space? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Anyhow, Sally from Great Britain somewhere, she inspired me to stitch Barbara Anna Dreaming Girl. And this is Dreaming Girl by Barbara Anna. And I'm stitching it with her and her friends and other stitchers on Wednesdays. It's a general Barbara Anna stitch along. Just as long as it's a Barbara Anna, it's fine. But now I'll have to I'll be back in just a moment because I have to check if I have space in my phone. I will be back in a while.